We are back for game number 2 here as the St. Francis Fighting Saints men get ready to take on the St. Xavier Cougars. The women held serve here at Joliet Memorial Stadium with a 2-1 victory. A late goal in that one gave the Saints their 3rd victory of the season, their 3rd conference victory of the season, and the men look to make it 2-0 against St. Xavier here this afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Aaron Schellen, and the Saints gotten off to a really good start this season. 6-3-1 on the year, 3-1-1 in CCAC action. Undefeated at home, 3-0-1 here in Joliet, and they welcome in the St. Xavier Cougars, who are 5-3-4 on the year, 3-2 in the CCAC. And let's take a quick look at today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Cougars on the back line, Andres Villa Daniels. Oh, excuse me, that's the Saints. We'll start with the Saints starting lineup. Andres Villa Daniels, Simon Anthony Durka on the back line. In the midfield, Santos Contreras, Rogelio Valles, Jesus Flores, and Ander Santa Marta. And up front, Diego Cortez, Pablo Rubio Guerra, and Sergio Fernandez Arango. Those last 2 players have accounted for a lot of offense here in the early going, with Rubio Guerra potting 9 goals and 5 assists in 10 games, while Fernandez Arango 7 goals and 6 assists in his 10 games. And starting for the visiting Cougars on their back line, Anthony Moreno, Aldo Lagunas, Jesse Cardiel, Daniel Diaz. Midfield for the white and red, Saul Lagunas, Jaden Aguilera, Andy Lamelli, Omar Aparicio, Valente Lara, Fernando Barragan listed as the lone forward. Andres Zamora getting the start for the Cougars. Zamora 4-3-2 with the goals against, just over 1 on the season, save percentage north of 800. Getting the start for the Saints will be Eric Murillo, 6-3-0 on the year, goals against just over 2. Save percentage just under 700. Saints played a 4-4 tie in their last game, a wild affair that saw them fall behind 3-1 before coming back and earning the draw in that one against Governor's State back on the 4th. Possession here in the early going the way of the Cougars. Taken away here by the Saints, though, and not kept in. That'll go out of bounds. 4 first-half goals for Governor State. Put them up 4-1 at the break. In the second half, Jose Perez, Daniel Simon, and Rubio Guerra, each with goals to bring the game even. And it was a wild one. 42 fouls in that game. 7 yellow cards. Bit of a chaotic event that ended in a tie. St. Xavier with possession now. Just underway, about 2 minutes in. Through ball, an opportunity for St. Xavier. They walk in, shot, score. Jaden Aguilera gets around Eric Murillo, and he buries it in 3 minutes in. St. Xavier takes the lead. It's 1-0. For Aguilera, that is his 5th goal of the season. And That was a nice through ball. He beat the St. Francis defender. Murillo came out to play the ball, was able to walk around and just tuck it into the net here in the 3rd minute. St. Xavier takes the early 1-0 lead. So the Saints find themselves in a hole. Less than 3 minutes in, 42 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the first half, and they're down 1-0. Assist from Fernando Barragan, and a whistle and a foul called here on St. Xavier. Played back. St. Francis just looking to get their feet underneath them here in this one. They look up and they're down early. Coming in 6-3-1. 3-1-1 in CCAC action, but trailing early. Ball played through. Santa Marta down low, top of the box. St. Francis looking for the equalizer, and that ball's rolled through the 6, and St. Xavier will walk out with it. Here's Aguilera again. St. Francis plays it back to Murillo. Derek will try to settle things down here for the Saints. So High Pirate Saints offense, I mentioned Pablo Rubio Guerra, the junior out of Oviedo, Spain. 9 goals, 5 assists in 10 games. And up front, along with him, Sergio Fernandez Arango. Another junior out of Madrid, 7 goals, 6 assists in his 10 games. So 16 goals between the two forwards here in just 10 games. Saints take the ball away. It's Cortez over on the far side, played back into the middle. Here's Cortez now down low. The centering feed, and it's headed out of harm's way. Saints will take it right back, though. Played over onto the far side. And overrunning the ball is St. Francis there, giving it back to St. Xavier. 57 degrees and sunny here in Joliet. It's very breezy. Wind gusts of up to about 20 miles an hour here, and that was causing some issues in the women's game. When you get some of those high balls, the wind would either knock it down or blow it side to side, and that was causing some issues. See if it has the same problems here. And another chance for Aguilera, walks in and puts the ball through the crease, but waiting there is Murillo. So Aguilera already with a goal, looking for a second here in the first couple of minutes. We're just 5 minutes in. Saints find themselves down 1-0. On it now is Angelio Valles, played it back to Villa, who plays it over to the other side. It's Daniel Simon. Villa now. Valles. And Villa play catch. Over on the far side with it now. Up in a midfield. Santa Marta. The long ball down. Saints able to play it down there. Chipped into the box and punched out with the left foot. It'll be a throw-in for the Saints. St. Francis seems to have settled down here a bit after giving up that early goal. Another attempted center. Down low, Saints with the ball. Top of the box. Maintains possession, walking into the box now, down deep. And the shot's deflected out of bounds. That will be a corner kick. That was Fernandez Arango. Down deep by the post, able to work a corner kick for his team. This will be Valles, the freshman out of Manuka. Rogelio puts the ball towards the post, and the save is made by Zamora. And on the counterattack, Walking forward is Murillo, and a whistle and a foul called as that's a two-handed shove from Aguilera as he knocked down St. Francis defender trying to attack the ball. Santos Contreras was pushed from behind. Gets it up to Valles. Valles chops it down with the left hand, headed out of bounds. That'll be a throw in for the Saints. Saints have possession. Santa Marta chips it back to Contreras. Santos over on the far side now. Try to attack the far side of the field. Fernandez Arango not able to play the ball cleanly, but it's tapped out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. Sergio wearing the gloves out there. It's temperature in the mid-50s. Sergio rocking the dark gloves here on what feels like the first real day of fall in Chicago. Last Saturday, 85 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Today it's in the mid-50s. Knocked high up into the air, and that'll be a goal kick. Jordan Aguilera in the 3rd minute, able to give his team the early 1-0 lead. St. Xavier 5-3-4 on the year, looking to improve to 4-2 in CCAC action, while the Saints look to continue their hot start, 6-3-1 on the year, undefeated here at home, 3-0-1, with an offense that has been performing. Throw in for the Saints. Whistle and a foul called on St. Xavier. Saints, and we have a whistle and a quick start by St. Francis. Maybe starting with possession a little bit further up the field than the officials would have liked, so we'll back it up. Around midfield, that's Contreras getting ready to play the ball. Chips it over to the near side. That's Valles able to control. Gets around the defender. He's tackled, pulled down by Omar Aparicio. And that's a good foul by Aparicio as Valles had him beat. And Rogelio was going to have some space there. So Valles will move up about 15 yards, and they'll get another set piece here. A lot of players lined up on that far side of the box. Expect them to crash the net. On this attempt by Valles, ball into the top of the box, kicked out, headed back into the box, and out of trouble. Ball pinballs around, and Valles with it again, plays it over back towards the top. Diego Cortez has it knocked away from him. St. Xavier now on the counterattack. Ball gets away. Put down the middle of the field. Headed out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. Pretty wide open game here in the early going. Some opportunities for both sides. Obviously, the Cougars get on the board first. Cougars now walking in near the top of the box. Walking into the box now, the pass back. Good defense there by St. Francis to get out of trouble. Punched out, body down by the Cougars. Ball through, collision there. The Saints will take possession and chip it high into the air, out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Xavier. About 12 minutes gone here in the first half. Whistle on a push. Foul called on Jesus Flores, I believe, the junior out of Matson. A fairly dangerous set piece for St. Xavier. They're about 20 yards outside the box on the near side. This will be Jaden Aguilera, who scored the goal. See what he does with the left foot, the low line drive, deflected out. Gets it back. Played back over on the far side now. Chip into the box, but there to scoop it up is Murillo. Eric rolls it down to the near side here. Valles. Valles with the long left foot looking for Rubio Guerra. He's grabbed, and that'll be a foul called on St. Xavier. So St. Xavier piling up those fouls here in the early going. That's already their 5th. Quick ball to Valles. Valles back in the middle. Santa Marta. Santa Marta over to the far wing. Tipped back to Fernandez Arango. And the cross towards the back post. And that'll be a corner kick. I believe, no, they're going to call it a goal kick. Not for sure that was off of St. Xavier, as I think the officials are going to get together and discuss that, but I thought for sure that ball was off of a red and white jersey. Looked for certain that that ball was off of Valente Lara Jr., and it was. So the two officials get together, get the call right, and this will end in a corner kick for the Saints. Taken by Fernandez Arango. Sergio looking for goal number 8. Puts it towards the back, headed out. Back to play it is St. Francis, put into the box, knocked down by Zamora, and he scoops it up. Left-footed Zamora from Cicero. Bangs it 3/4 of the way down the field. Cougars knock it out of bounds right at midfield for a throw-in for the Saints. Daniel Simon will take that. Gets it into Cortez. Cortez knocked down, no foul called. And St. Xavier will try to walk the other direction with it. There's Aguilera. Down on the far side now. Walking back towards the middle. Chip in, headed out. Top of the box. Saints have it over on the near side now. Thrown forward. Attempted self-pass by Pablo Rubio Guerra. Out of bounds. 15 minutes in. St. Xavier with a 1-0 lead. Jaden Aguilera in the 3rd minute. First shot on goal. In the back of the net. This is Andy Lamelli. Out of bounds. Saints will retake possession. Whistle and a foul called as Rubio Guerra does a nice job drawing that foul on St. Xavier, and that'll give St. Francis an opportunity here. Pretty dangerous area. This will be Santos Contreras. Contreras about 14 yards outside of the box. Right foot. Contreras towards the middle of the box, headed out of trouble, and just punted out of bounds off the foot of Saul Lagunas. Saul, a freshman out of Midlothian. Throw in for the Saints, and the two teams fight for it down in the corner. Bit of a mishit. Saints try to take advantage of it. They have it back to Flores. Flores puts it over to the far side, over the head of Daniel Simon, and that'll roll out of bounds. This will be a throw in for Jesse Cardiel. Saints take it right away on that throw in. It's Cortez over to the near side. Valles with the left-footed cross. Top of the box, the shot in just wide of the near post. Off the right foot of Ander Santa Marta. 6'4" junior. Good idea. Didn't settle the ball down, just took that waist-high hop and tried to punch it inside the near post, but just hooked outside, and ball will go back over to the Cougars. Right-footed ball headed down initially by the Cougars. They'll take possession here. Barragan has it taken away from him, and the Saints. Contreras now in midfield. Played forward slowly. This is Anthony Durka. Durka smartly plays it back to Contreras on the back line. Contreras on the near side. Villa now. Valles. Valles pressured as soon as he touches the ball. It's stolen away by Lamelli. Lamelli up ahead to Aguilera. Aguilera forward now. Ball through and cleared out of harm's way by the Saints. Collision right at midfield, and St. Xavier will retake possession. Omar Aparicio plays it all the way back to his back line. Chipped ahead, and no whistle. That looked clearly, there's the offsides whistle on Aguilera, as there were 4 yellow jerseys with their right arms up waiting for that whistle. They finally get it. 20 minutes in here, 1-0 St. Xavier with the lead. Valles. Bit of a mishit there off the foot of Cortez, but the Saints get it back. Durka. And ball's batted around at midfield. Valles now. Villa. Contreras. Simon, play catch. Contreras. Now over to Villa. Valles. They're pressuring Valles as soon as he touches the ball. That's twice now they've been able to take it away from him. Play right at midfield. Stolen away by the Saints. It's Flores. Over on the far wing. Simon. And the Saints will slow it down again. Maintaining possession. Moving everybody a little bit more and more forward. Villa now. Valles, and again they pressure him immediately. Villa. Knocked away. He'll fight with Aguilera. Aguilera will take it. Aguilera walks in, the left foot knocked down top of the box. Saints will regain possession. Saints having a little bit of problems breaking through this St. Xavier defense here in the last couple of minutes. Been able to maintain possession on their side of the field. And we have a whistle and looks like an injury. As Aguilera is down. He'll have to check out. Checking in will be Pablo Guerrero. the junior forward out of Berwyn. Guerrero was the only player who scored last season when these two teams faced off back on the 22nd. It was a 1-0 St. Xavier win. Pablo Guerrero with the lone goal. Andre Zamora 7 saves in the shutout. So St. Francis looking for a little bit of revenge here this afternoon, but they find themselves down 1-0. Third-minute goal by the Cougars. Made it hold up here in the first 20 minutes or so. Miscommunication there as Cortez pulled up as the ball was put in over his head as if he was going to try to run underneath it. Long ball down through the middle of the field. Villa up on the far side, taken away from him. Saints take it right back, and two teams battle for possession at midfield. Saints now. Ball through, bodied down, this time by Lara. Lara gets it back. As Cortez hounding him. Rolled all the way back to the back line, over to the far side now. Try to attack the Saints from that far side of the field. Right at midfield with it is Aparicio. Aparicio ahead for Lamelli. Lamelli back to Aparicio, rolled forward. Cougars not able to maintain possession as Lamelli. Ball rolls up on his leg, rolls out of bounds. Throw in for the Saints. But the Cougars take it right back. This is Lara looking for Lamelli, but Lamelli pulled up as that ball rolled through. Goal kick now. Saints had some good scoring opportunities in the early going. This long ball knocked down a little bit by the wind, looking for Rubio Guerra. And a whistle and a push called on Diego Cortez. Second foul of the half whistled on the Saints. 7 already on St. Xavier. The header finds its way in to Murillo. Possesses that, passes it off to his back line, and the Saints will start to move forward. Villa tips it to Valles. Valles, bit of a mishit, stolen away by Cougars. There's Lamelli with it, playing it back. It was midfield. It's Lara. Lara now to Barragan. Whistling a foul called here on the Saints. So this will be a chance for St. Xavier, middle of the field. That's 16 yards outside of the top of the box. Only 2 players for St. Xavier in that penalty area. So you have to think they'll either attempt the shot here or try to work it through the midfield. Here comes a third body up towards the box. The shot in, off the crossbar, headed down and just wide of the near post. So golden opportunity for St. Xavier off the head of Pablo Guerrero, just checking in. First shot off the crossbar, the initial shot off the crossbar, and Guerrero was right there for the header and headed it down, but just wide of the near post. Fortunate for St. Francis, and It's going to be a foul called here on Durka in midfield. A foul called on St. Francis. St. Xavier with one goal, almost a second here just a moment ago. Chip into the box and too much on it, and almost fooled Murillo. I think that one got up in the breeze a little bit, and Eric ended up having to make a diving save, falling backwards to keep that out of his net. Laes back into the middle, over on the far side. Low line drive, pass mishit, stolen away by Lamelli. Chip, beautiful chip, looking for Berrigan. Berrigan not able to play it though. Nice initial pass, Berrigan just not able to secure it, and the Saints will retake possession. Long ball, trying to run underneath it is Rubio Guerra. He does get there first. Pablo chips it back to Cortez. Cortez now over on the near side. Chipped back into a space, but nobody there. The Saints will take it right back, though. Contreras walking in. Back to Santa Marta. Over to the far side with it. Saints will try that side of the field. Chipped into the top of the box. Headed into space. In a danger area. In the box. The shot in, and it deflects in to Zamora off the foot of Anthony Durka. Anthony didn't get a ton on that. It was deflected down on its way through, but Zamora able to make the save. Donato Lagunas and Irving Moreno getting ready to check in here for St. Xavier, number 15 and number 20. Saints have the ball in midfield. Santa Marta plays it over to the far side. That'll be a throw in here for St. Xavier as we're down to about 16 minutes left to go in the first half, and those two substitutions will happen now as Moreno and Lagunas check in. In for St. Xavier. Ball pinballs around midfield, and the Cougars will take possession. The Saints take it back. Rolled up ahead. Rubio Guerra tries to play it through a couple of red jerseys. He can't, and the Cougars will attack the other direction. Back on the foot of Aparicio, who plays it back to his D. Aparicio again chips it forward, looking for Lara. It's headed over and across the end line for a corner kick here for St. Xavier. Taking the corner for St. Xavier will be Andy Lamelli, the senior out of Dyer, Indiana. Well-traveled, Roosevelt, Valparaiso, Lake Central College. This is his fourth school. Chips it to Berrigan. Berrigan has it. Back to Lara. Lara the shot, and tried to bend it inside that far post. Just hooked outside. Dangerous attempt by Andy Lamelli. Saints will come the other direction. We're under 15 minutes. Up in midfield, that's Santa Marta. Now with it is Fernandez Arango. Arango the through ball, looking for Rubio Guerra. Those two not able to connect. Those two have accounted for 16 goals in 10 games this season for St. Francis. Held scoreless here through 31 minutes so far this afternoon. So plenty of time. Headed out of bounds for a throw-in for the Cougars. Ready to check in for the first time for St. Francis is the junior midfielder Jose Perez. 5'11", buck 79. He's waiting for that call. So Perez will check in for Diego Cortez here with 13 minutes left. Ball rolls out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Xavier. Nice play into the center for the Cougars. That's Lamelli with it. Over on the far side, down in that far corner, back towards the middle of the field. Heel pass, and headed out of there by Contreras. Daniel Diaz, the first one on it. Rolled into space. It's Moreno with it now. Moreno dribbling, tries the left foot, knocked out of bounds, and that'll be a corner kick for St. Xavier. So nicely done by Irving Moreno, the freshman out of Mount Carmel High School, working his team into a corner kick opportunity. It's played back. Dribbling through traffic and hard tackle. The center goes all the way through the box, comes out the other side. It's Moreno with it. Collision there. The Saints chip it forward just out of the reach of Jose Perez as they try the counterattack. Lara will take the throw in. Back to Moreno. Moreno now top of the box. Over to Lara. Excuse me, that's 23. That was Guerrero, not 22. Back on it is Aparicio. Aparicio now over to Lara. Lara to Guerrero to Moreno. Moreno has it on the left foot. The low center, the shot, and not a lot on that. But the save made by Murillo. I believe that was off the foot of Berrigan. On the far side, it's the first couple minutes, the Saints had some good pressure, but most of this first half has been possessed by St. Xavier. A nice job keeping those high-powered forwards off the board and out of danger areas. That ball's just given away by the Saints. Guerrero had it, passes it off. Over on the near side with it now is Irving Moreno. Moreno is it knocked away from him and out of bounds for a throw-in for the Saints. Throw-in back to the back line as the Saints will go D to D as they try to work it up the field here. So we're down to 10 minutes left in the first half. Here's Contreras. Valles. Rogelio plays it over to Santa Marta. Santa Marta rolls it over to the far side of the field. The long ball towards the box, headed in onto the foot. The shot by Rubio Guerra misses that near post. So Fernandez Arango to Rubio Guerra, and they weren't able to convert, but good opportunity for the Saints there. Rubio Guerra with that left foot wide of the near post. Shot number 4 in the first half. Only one shot on goal for the Saints here in half number 1. Headed over into space, and the Saints able to tap it out of trouble. Perez. Santa Marta plays it back now. Over on the far side with it. It's Villa. So it looks like Villa and Contreras have swapped sides. The two of them were on the other sides of the field earlier. Villa's now gone to that right wing. And Contreras down now on the left. Contreras has it here now, though. Low line drive, not able to clear it, and the Cougars will retain. Chipped forward. Saints not able to clear it out. Kept in, and they do finally get possession of it here. Ground ball looking for Rubio Guerra, not able to connect. Cougars again with possession. This is Berrigan. Knocked away. Berrigan has it again, back to his mid. Bodied down by the Saints, and they'll regain possession. Chipped into space. Left foot, but there's nobody on the other end of that. It's just taken away by Lara. Lara has it stolen by Rubio Guerra, knocked out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for the Saints as we're under 8 now in the first half. Throw-in back to Contreras. They're giving him the space. Contreras, the long ball, looking for Fernandez Arango, not able to connect. Headed back into midfield. Headed high up into the air by Contreras. And Cougars will take possession. Rolled forward onto the foot of Lamelli. Lamelli now cuts into the middle. Lamelli with the hard shot and wide of the near post. And I think Murillo got a piece of it. And he's staying down. Eric is staying down on that save. And immediately after making the save, he stayed down. I don't know if he pulled something on the save or if he hit his head on the ground on the save. I'm not entirely sure, but he hasn't moved since he made that save attempt. He's still down on his stomach. I'm going to take a quick break here while training staff takes a look at freshman goaltender Eric Murillo. St. Francis down 1-0, 7 minutes left here in half number 1. We're back, and Eric Murillo he's walking off the field under his own pressure, but he's holding that right shoulder. So Nicholas DeSandro, the junior out of New Lenox, will check in here and get some playing time, and he'll get an opportunity to make a save here right off the bat. So unfortunate for Murillo. He went down, and I think he may have landed funny on that right arm as he made the save. He went down, stayed down. Trainers came and looked at him as he rolled onto his back, was able to get up and walk off the field under his own pressure. But it looks like a right shoulder thing for the freshman goalkeeper. So Nicholas DeSandro checking in. Saints down 1-0 here, 6.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Middle of the field with it is Aparicio. Aparicio, the long ball, and DeSandro will field that one. That's what you're hoping for if you're Nicholas. That first save is, that first touch is just an easy bounce back up to you rather than having to make a diving stop. So hopefully it gets some that feel of things as the game progresses. Saints with the ball at midfield. Stopping with it there on a dime is Fernandez Arango. And pass intercepted, rolled out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for the Saints. Saints play it back to their back line. This is Contreras. Up ahead to Valles. Valles able to get through the first defender. Tries to play it through to Perez. Perez over to Rubio Guerra. Guerra now to Santa Marta. Marta back to Valles. Valles with the left foot. Knocked out of bounds for a corner kick. Corner kick to be taken by Fernandez Arango down here on the near side. Shot over to the far side. Bounces down at the top of the box, and the Cougars the other direction now. Long ball over to the near side. Lamelli. Lamelli rolls it ahead. Taken away nicely by the Saints, and come the other direction. Contreras doing a nice job there. Contreras chips it over to the far side of the field. Saints looking for some end of the half offense here, similar to the women who scored in the 43rd minute of the first half to take a 1-0 lead. They ended up emerging victorious 2-1. Men down 1-0 here as they give up a 3rd minute goal to Jaden Aguilera. And the ball's stolen away, and this is a 3-0. But DeSandro aggressive, out to play the ball and avoid a potential dangerous play. On the near side with it now is Valles. Knocked away from Santa Marta. He gets it back. Rolled ahead. Rubio Guerra over on the far side now. Give and go, headed forward, headed down by Fernandez Arango. The shot off the outside of the net as Sergio headed the ball up in the air to himself and just wasn't able to get the angle on that shot, put it into the side of the goal. First player on the ball here will be Lamelli. Space for the Cougars. The shot in. Actually, that may have been a crossing attempt. It eludes its intended target, goes out of bounds for a goal kick. We're down to 2.5. Saints walk it forward slowly. Contreras now. Attempted pass looking for Perez, misses him. So we're under 2 now, 1-0, St. Xavier with the lead. For the Cougars down on the far side of the field. Headed down by the Saints. Double teamed over along the sideline. Able to chip it forward, but taken right back by St. Xavier. Saints steal it back again. Go out of bounds for a throw-in. Contreras steals that pass. Left-footed pass up ahead to Perez. Perez back. There's Contreras with the right foot, rolling it across the midfield stripe. There's Durka with it. Durka over to the far side. The right-footed cross headed over by Valles, and the save is made by Zamora. You saw Valles down on the near side of the field, arms up, showing that he was open, and that was a nice feed from Durka onto the head of Rogelio Valles. Valles just not able to finish. So we're down to 15 seconds left here in the first half. Saints looking for one more as they blast it down the length of the field, headed back by St. Xavier. And that will just about do it here for the first half. So a third-minute goal off the foot of Jaden Aguilera gave St. Xavier a 1-0 lead. They were able to make that hold up through the first 45. We will be back with the second 45 here in just a couple of minutes. St. Francis trails 1-0. Second half action about to get underway here at Joliet Memorial Stadium. St. Francis trailing St. Xavier 1-0 as we get ready for half number 2. Jaden Aguilera with the goal in the 3rd minute. First shot of the goal, first shot on goal of the game, and it led to the Cougars taking a 1-0 lead, and that's our score as we get ready as half number 2 gets underway. Valles on the far side of the field with it. Played back to Villa. Villa has to roll it back to Nicholas DeSandro, who had to come in with about 7 minutes left in the first half after starting goaltender Eric Murillo suffered what looked like a right shoulder injury. He made a diving attempt on a shot, came down awkwardly on that right side, stayed down for a couple of minutes, able to get up and walk off the field under his own pressure, but was replaced by DeSandro, and Nicholas back out there for the second half. So in that first half, 9 shots to 7 for St. Xavier, 5 shots on goal to 2 for St. Xavier. The shot over the net and out the near side and just blasted out of there by St. Francis. 7 fouls for the Cougars, 4 for the Saints. And a miscommunication on that pass, and that gives St. Xavier a chance on the near side. Back into the middle. That's Aparicio now to Diaz. Daniel Diaz rolls it forward for Moreno. Irving Moreno walks in on the left foot, spins around, puts it in the box. The shot, score. Beautiful, beautiful feed from Irving Moreno. And just like in the first half, quick strike. St. Xavier team here in the second half. I believe that's number 9, Daniel Diaz, who's going to get credit for the goal. We will see. But in the first half, 3 minutes in the second half, 2 minutes in, and St. Xavier's up 2-0. Did not take long in either half for the Cougars to take the lead or extend their lead. And now the St. Francis offense is going to have to push a little bit more as they find themselves down 2 here early in the second half. Rolled over to the near side, this Daniel Simon. Out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in for St. Xavier. It will be Daniel Diaz picking up the goal in the 47th minute for Diaz. That is his first goal of the season, the sophomore out of Berwyn. And that was all set up by Irving Moreno. Got the ball down deep. Just a little spinorama move, created some space, found Moreno wide open, and Moreno buried it into an open net. Nothing DeSandro could do about that. This will be a throw-in for the Saints now. Just underway here in the second half, 2-0. St. Xavier with the lead. Saints in their last game were down 3-1 at the half, ended up squaring a 4-4 draw against Governor States. They're going to need more of that second half magic here this afternoon. Walking through with it is Fernandez Arango. Tries the right-footed pass, knocked away from him, and St. Xavier takes it. Saints take it right back. On the near side with it, Simon. Towards the top of the box, bodied down by the Saints. And just booted out of trouble by St. Xavier. Contreras now for St. Francis. Contreras lofts it down the field. Nice pass there. In the middle. And pretty clear handball on St. Xavier. So the Saints, an opportunity on the St. Xavier side of midfield. They are lining up 5 players on that far side of the box. Ball's put in towards the back post. It Save is made as Zamora goes up and gets it. Left-footed ball down the field by Zamora, headed down by Simon. Saints look for possession in the offensive zone. Very physical play in midfield right now. Simon will be off of Simon's foot in the throw-in for St. Xavier. Throw in on the near side, and it's out of bounds, and that'll be a throw in for St. Xavier right in front of the St. Francis bench. Just underway, 5 minutes in. Saints let it roll across the end line for a goal kick. It's pushed quickly back to Santos Contreras. Contreras with the long, low right foot, headed down by Fernandez Arango, looking for Rubio Guerra, not able to connect. Those two have not been quite as in sync here this afternoon as they've been most of the season thus far, as Rubio Guerra came in with 9 goals, 5 assists. Fernandez Arango came in with 7 goals and 6 assists. So a pretty formidable 1-2 punch for the Saints, and been held in check today by this St. Xavier defense. Throw in down deep. Here's Irving Moreno. Be out of bounds for a throw in now for the Saints. Moreno picked up the assist on that goal from Diaz. For Moreno, it's assist number 5 on the season, now tied for the team lead. Freshman instant offense for St. Xavier. Scooped up by DeSandro. Nicholas, 5'10" junior, got a new Lennox. Pressed into action due to the injury to Eric Murillo in the first half. Contreras. Durka. Ball rolls up on him, and then he's whistled for a foul. Quick play by St. Xavier. That's Lamelli trying to battle through a couple of yellow jerseys. He can't. Chipped ahead. And there's a big collision at midfield, and foul called on St. Xavier. That'll be on Aldo Lagunas, as Rubio Guerra goes down hard. Villa looking to get the offense started. Back to Contreras. On the near side now, Fernandez Arango. Walks back towards the middle with it. Right-footed over to the far side, Villa. Villa down deep. Saints play it back to their back line. Villa back to Contreras. Saints being patient here. Roll down the near side. Back to Durka. Durka back in the middle. St. Xavier will take it back, though, right here. That's Barragan. Barragan collides, Cardiel collides with Durka. Gonna be a foul on St. Francis. Quick restart. Daniel Diaz picked up the goal in the 47th minute. Contreras has it, rolls it forward. Give him a little bit of space so he takes it. That pass eludes its intended target. That'll roll out of bounds. That was intended for Rogelio Valles. This will be a throw in here for the Cougars. Left-footed boot headed back by St. Xavier. They maintain possession in midfield. The chip through and too much on that. St. Francis has to play it forward. They give it away. Up ahead now. Played back, now rolled forward. Not sure if that was intended for Flores or Fernando or Rongo, but didn't connect with either of them, and St. Xavier takes the ball back. Chipped high in the air. Barragan tries to play it, he can't. Knocked away by Moreno, and that rolls harmlessly back, and the Saints will regain possession. The Saints just try to pound it downfield, and for that home run ball, they're not able to get it here, as this will be a throw in for Fernandez Arango. He'll drop it and leave it for his teammate. Over on the near side now, Daniel Simon. Durka rolls it into the box. The shot in, and that'll deflect wide and out of bounds off the foot of Rubio Guerra. Pablo not able to get all of that one and just chips it wide of the near post for a goal kick. A long boot headed back by the Saints. In the middle, Santa Marta rolls it forward. Over to the near side, Simon now. Simon's attempted cross is blocked out of bounds for a throw-in. Quick throw-in and a whistle. Simon gets it in. Saints have it. Simon gets it back. Able to dribble through a double team. He has it still on his foot. On the right foot. And it's taken away, and he's knocked down right outside the box. So Saints, with their best opportunity to get on the board here, is they'll have the ball on a set play about 10 yards outside of the box. Let's see who will take it. Looks like Rubio Guerra, maybe. Contreras. Rubio Guerra looks like he's the one who's going to take it. Ball sitting 10 yards outside of the box. St. Francis piling up on the far side. Let's see what Pablo does here. Pablo with the shot. It's punched over the crossbar. And is that going to be a corner kick? It will. So Rubio Guerra went right for net, and Zamora had to jump and make the save and punch it up over the crossbar. So best opportunity in a while here for St. Francis, and they'll get a corner kick out of it. Corner kick bends in and goes behind the net. I think maybe wind aided. If you saw that flag over by Sergio Fernandez Arango when he attempted that corner kick, that flag is bending at about a 45-degree angle. The best opportunity of the afternoon for the Saints goes by the wayside. We're down to about 32 minutes now. Headed forward by Contreras. There's a big collision and a foul called on Durka. Durka knocks down Diaz. And Durka gets a yellow card for that collision. Aldo Lagunas will take this free kick. Comes down into the box, in and out of the hands of DeSandro, and he's able to grab it on the second attempt. Long ball down the near side, Durka with it, not able to possess, and it's been an opportunity. It's been an issue a couple of times here today for St. Francis. They've had these balls on their feet, but not able to corral it, and this leads to a throw-in down deep. Down low is Durka, and that'll be a throw-in here for St. Xavier as Durka loses it off his foot. To the far side, and there's nobody over there, so it'll roll out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. 3rd minute goal from Jaden Aguilera, 47th minute goal from Daniel Diaz. St. Xavier gets on the board twice, the first 3 minutes of the first half, within the first 2 minutes of the second half. Defensively, they've been stout, not giving this St. Francis offense much to look at, although they do get the ball. Dangerous position here, bodied back. Fernandez Arango tries to play it at the top of the box. He can't. It's cleared out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in for St. Xavier. Substitution for St. Xavier as Pablo Guerrero checks in for Irving Moreno. And it looks like Eduardo Ramirez, the freshman out of Chicago, checking in for Omar Aparicio. St. Xavier taking their time. Clock is their ally as we're under 30. Patiently walk the ball down the field with their 3rd throw in here. Headed into the middle by Guerrero. Banged out of play, and we'll have another throw in. This one right at midfield. Punched over to the far side. That's Valles trying to roll it forward, knocked out of bounds, and St. Francis looking for some offense here in the second half. We're under 29 minutes. Chip towards the top of the box, looking for Rubio Guerra, not able to connect. And the Cougars will take possession. No foul. Contreras with the ball now. Over to Durka. Durka back to Contreras. Contreras with the attempted center is knocked out of bounds, and that will be a corner kick here for St. Francis. It's Valles. Rogelio Valles on this corner. Right-footed cross headed out of trouble. Kept in there by Durka. Durka has it on his right foot, now on the far side of the field. The left-footed cross is knocked out of bounds for a throw-in. Throw-in down deep. Another attempted cross and another corner kick. So the Saints starting to put a little bit of pressure on here in the second half. Still looking to break through. This is Santa Marta taking the corner from that far side. Right-footed cross towards the back of the box, and going to whistle a foul called on the Saints. Xavier player down on the field. Collision along the back side of the box, and Cougar player still down. Trainer will come out to attend. And once again, we'll take a quick break here while the trainers attend to an injured player. 26 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this one. St. Francis down 2-0. So that was Aldo Lagunas who was knocked down. He's now back up on his feet, walking off the field with the trainer very gingerly. So he'll be substituted for here in the second half. About 26 and a half minutes left to go. As Anthony Moreno will check back in. A whistle, and clock has started again. St. Xavier takes possession. It's Cardiel. Cardiel to Saul Lagunas. Pass behind Lagunas for a throw in here for St. Francis. A couple of substitutions for the Saints as Diego Hernandez and Diego Cortez both check back in, or check in, I should say. For Hernandez, this is his first appearance of the match. Be a throw in for the Saints. Give and go action. Santa Marta has it over into the middle of the field to Flores. Flores over on the far side. Valles knocked away, knocked out of bounds for a throw in for the Saints. Saints have it now, top of the box, left-footed cross. Saints almost able to run onto the rebound, a whistle and a foul called here on St. Francis. So Saints doing a nice job here over the last few minutes, tilting the field a little bit down to the right. Part of that could be St. Xavier kind of pushing back a little bit with a 2-0 lead and kind of packing in that defense a little bit here in the second half. But Saints with their best possession consistently here in the game here in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They need 2 as the pass is behind Santa Marta, and it'll roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Very breezy afternoon here in Joliet. You can hear that wind whipping through the crowd mic. It's gusting at 20 to 25 miles an hour. It feels like fall for the first time this season, this year. Last Saturday, 85 degrees. This Saturday, right now it's 57 here in Joliet. Saints looking to heat up down on the field. They've been held scoreless here through the first 66 minutes of action here. Long cross, nobody there but red jerseys. St. Xavier walking through. This is Moreno again. Or excuse me, that's Lagunas. Plays it back to the mid. It's Cardiel. Cardiel loses it over on the far side now with it. The Saints have it. Saints play forward to Santa Marta. Santa Marta, the low line drive, gets to Simon down low. Daniel Simon down low. He tries to save it and can't. And sort of pounds the turf as he's got to turn around and run the full length of the field. This will be a goal kick for St. Xavier. Cougars content to take their time. 23 minutes left. They have a 2-goal lead. Low left-footed line drive kept in. William Martinez, who has checked in for the first time, punches it over into the middle of the field. It does get through. And they're going to call a foul on St. Francis. And you hear the fans don't agree with it. The players down on the field in white and yellow don't agree with it either. Put down the far right side of the field. There's Lamelli. Chips it to himself. In the box, down deep. The shot in, and offsides whistled down on St. Xavier. It was out of bounds, actually, before he took that shot. The ball all the way through, the shot in. And that went over everything. That was Sergio Fernandez Arango, and a little over anxious. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities here this afternoon, so he got one on that left foot, just blasted it over everything. Omar Aparicio checking in for Eduardo Ramirez here. Saints take it back. Trying to run through with it is Fernandez Arango, and they're going to call another foul here on St. Francis, and Sergio is apoplectic here as he puts his hands up by his mouth. 8 fouls here in the second half against St. Francis. They only had 4 in the first half. This will be a throw-in for the Saints. We're down to almost 20 minutes now. Another throw-in closer to midfield. Bodied down. Saints have it. Chipped ahead. Rolled through. Here comes Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra in the shot and just misses the near post. And that'll be a goal kick. So Saints starting to put a little pressure on here as that shot just wide. Saying that actually hit the post. So hit that far post and scooted out of bounds. Saul Lagunas knocked out of bounds, and got a stoppage of play and an injured player as player took an elbow, it looked like right along the bench. He looks to be all right though. Saul Lagunas hops back up. Officials get together to discuss. We have 19 minutes, 23 seconds left to go. Throw in, and we're ready to go. So foul called on St. Francis down low. So opportunity here for St. Xavier as we approach the 19-minute mark. Andy Lamelli and Fernando Barragan down there. It looks like it'll be Barragan to take this. The left foot of Lamelli. It will be the left foot of Lamelli. Bends it towards the back post, and it's in. No, it's not in. And they are gonna say that did find the back of the net. So ball pinballed around, and you couldn't tell for a second if it was in, but that found the back of the goal, and the Saints are down 3-0. So the left foot from Andy Lamelli into the box, and I don't know if that went in off of a Saint or off the foot of a St. Xavier Cougar, but at any rate, St. Xavier is up 3-0 here with 18 minutes and change left to go. We'll see who they give the goal to for St. Xavier. They may actually end up giving it to Lamelli nope, it's going to go to Valente Lara. Lamelli with the assist. So for Lara, that's his second goal of the year. Lamelli picks up the assist, and it's 3-0. St. Xavier here as we're under 19 minutes left to go. Ball booted over to the far side, headed back by St. Francis. Cougars will retake possession, though. On the far side with it, rolled through. St. Xavier are looking for another one. They have it down low in the box, into the middle of the box, chipped back by the St. Francis defense, out of bounds. Doesn't make it through to DeSandro. This will be a throw-in for St. Francis. 17 and a half now. Saints in desperate need of some offense as they find themselves down by a hat trick here with just over 17 minutes left, and that pass just eludes Diego Cortez, and it's kind of been the way things have gone today for the Saints. Just passes not clicking. St. Xavier's been playing from the lead literally from the 3rd minute on. Pass is stolen there by Cardiel. Back heel pass. Cardiel takes it down low. He has it in the corner, and that'll go out of bounds for a throw-in for the Saints. Saints have it down deep. It's Contreras. Over to the far side of the field and try to attack down there. Chipped ahead. Knocked out of bounds for another throw in here for St. Xavier. Lobbed forward. St. Xavier will take possession. Rolled back. St. Xavier on their back line. Still moving forward with a 3-0 lead. Don't really appear to be playing any more defensively. Still just sort of playing the style of soccer that has gotten them this lead. Pushing forward, causing St. Francis to make mistakes. Fernandez Arango on it now. The low line drive and easy save for Zamora. Bounces around midfield. Saul Lagunas playing it back to Fernando Barragan. Barragan passed just out of his reach. And that'll let Cortez play it forward for Fernandez Arango. But again, just out of his reach. And scooped up by Andres Zamora. Left foot down the center of the field. Down deep with it is Pablo Guerrero. Cross with the left foot over to the far side. Saints will take possession there. Rolled into space. Good ball for St. Francis as they look to break out. Down to Rubio Guerra, and Pablo not able to do anything with it, but Simon will take possession. Simon down on the near side. Diego Cortez. Cortez back to Simon. Simon with the right foot. And St. Xavier will come out the other way with it. And that should be a foul on Contreras. It will. A pair of 23s go crashing into each other. Contreras and Guerrero bang into each other at midfield, and Santos is whistled for the foul. These two teams will next up on their respective schedules. For St. Francis will be IU Northwest on the 10th. It'll be in Indiana at 8 p.m. And for St. Xavier, they'll take on Olivet Nazarene at home on the 11th at 7 p.m. St. Francis needs 3 goals here in the next 13 minutes, so their perfect or their unbeaten home record will come to an end. They're 3-0-1 at home on the season. Ball played down low. This is Cortez, and he's not able to get there. So again, just everything just out of reach for its intended targets, and it's been going on all afternoon. We're now under 13 minutes. Ball down the near side. St. Francis walking in, taken away though. St. Xavier comes right back the other direction, and Saints have had trouble all afternoon long creating dangerous scoring opportunities. And St. Xavier's been able to turn it around and come the other direction with it. And this has been happening all afternoon long. Throw in for the Saints. Close quarters. Taken away by St. Xavier. Here's Guerrero with it for the Cougars. Over to the far side now. Cougars content to just play keep away. Whistle and a foul called on the Saints on the far side. Long ball into the box, headed out of trouble. Back onto the foot of Omar Aparicio for St. Xavier. Dangerous spot for St. Xavier now. That's Barragan. Barragan playing it over to his right, tipped away from him. And Fernandez Arango will take possession for the Saints. The long ball through. Good ball onto the foot of Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra 1-on-2 now. Cuts it back to the top of the box, chips it over to the near side. And the Saints will wait for the rest of their forward attackers. Simon puts it into the box and headed out of trouble. And St. Xavier will come right back with it. On the near side, taken away by Santos, or excuse me, by Simon. This is Santos, or Diego Cortez now with it. Cortez playing it back into the mid, over to the far side. Back to Santa Marta. Taken away. Saints have it. Santa Marta chips it forward for Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra over to the far side. Fernandez Arango's shot is deflected out of bounds for a corner kick as we're under 10 minutes left to go now. Corner kick to be taken by Fernandez Arango. The right-footed cross lands top of the box. The shot, left-footed shot, goes wide of the near post, and that'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. 9 minutes left to go now. Couple of substitutions now for each team, as Marco Calixto checking in for Santos Contreras for the first time. Ball down the near side. Contreras played a pretty good game today on that back line. Over to the far side with it. Chipped through, looking for Rubio Guerra, not able to connect. St. Xavier will take it and start out the other direction. Chips it down to Moreno here in front of us. Moreno back, and the left-footed ball up to midfield. Knocked down by Cortez. Cortez has the ball with some space, chips it into the middle. Over to Fernandez Arango now. Fernandez Arango in the box, turns and has it taken off his foot. Not giving him any space at all, and this one's just put out in to space and out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. Here's Calixto. Marco, the senior out of Alsip. Last played at Olivet Nazarene. Here's Daniel Simon. Calixto. Back to Simon. Simon over to the middle of the defense. It's William Martinez. Now over to the far side. This will be a throw-in for the Saints. Saints have it, middle of the field. They look to walk forward with it. The ground ball pass is stolen away. Ball bounces around in the box, and the shot high and wide of the net. That'll be a corner kick, deflected out of bounds. Corner kick for St. Francis here with 7 and change left to go here in this match. Saints with the ball in the box. Shots knocked away. St. Xavier walks up the near sideline with it, rolls it out front. St. Xavier now with a bunch of space. Rolled into the middle. That was Barragan playing it over to the far side to Eduardo Ramirez over on the far wing now. Chip back into the middle, and that will find its way into DeSandro, who just punts it down the far side of the field. Chipped into the middle. Rubio Guerra over to Fernandez Arango. Back to Guerra, but again, just out of his reach. And Zamora is able to make the save with 6 minutes left to go. On the near side here, this is Irving Moreno, who set up the second goal in just the 47th minute. Top of the box now, walking in, cutting back out. The shot hit some bodies in front. The second shot hit some bodies in front by Eduardo Ramirez, the freshman. So if these scores hold up, St. Francis will drop to 6-4-1, 3-2-1 in the conference. St. Xavier will improve to 6-3-4, 4-2 in the CCAC. Down deep, The cross behind Fernandez Arango. St. Xavier takes possession. Throw in for the Saints. A couple of substitutions. Jose Perez will check back in for the Saints, and it looks like Sebastian Palma will get some time here for St. Xavier. Freshman number 25 checking in out of Mount Carmel. Chipped towards the top of the box. St. Xavier just kicks it out of trouble. Saints take it back. Nice ball there. The shot in, and it goes wide of the near post. But a good shot attempt by the Saints as they look to at least get one on the board here. They find themselves down 3-0 with 4.5 minutes left to go. St. Xavier very content to take their time here in this final 4.5. Off the foot of Sergio Fernandez Arango and out of bounds. Ball over to the far side. That's Barragan. Barragan in, and the ball gets through, and there's goal number 4 as that one is buried by Dorian Mahone, who has just checked in as Nicholas DeSandro not able to corral it, and with 3.5 minutes left to go, it is now 4-0. Not much you can say other than it's not the Saints' day here, as St. Xavier has come to play, and they scored within the first 3 minutes of the first half. They scored within the first 2 minutes of the second half, and that really set the tone in each half, and they've been battling from behind all afternoon, and it's now a 4-0 deficit. Ball up the near side. St. Francis takes the ball, but again, the pass just behind its intended target, whistle and a foul called on St. Xavier. In the middle of the field with it, that's Durka. Durka now to Cortez. Durka back into the middle. Jesus Flores with it now. Chipped forward by Perez. St. Francis down the far side, the long boot, and into the waiting arms of Andres Zamora. Ball down the middle of the field. Whistle and a foul called on the Saints. Whistle and a stoppage of play here with 1:54 left to go. We're ready to go. Is the injured Cougars able to bounce back up? He looks no worse for wear. That was Fernando Barragan. He'll check out, and Andy Lamelli will check back in for him. This will be Daniel Diaz to take the free kick. Ball down the far side. Top of the box, chipped into space. Back to Diaz again. Diaz walking forward, puts the shot over the crossbar. And we're down to 90 seconds now. So the women win 2-1. They scored a late second half goal to emerge victorious. The men look like they're going to drop their first home match of the year. They trail 4-0. The ball through to Fernandez Arango. Fernandez Arango stops back on the right foot. It's knocked out of bounds for a corner kick as we're down to the final minute. Corner kick to be taken from the near corner. Left-footed corner towards the back post, comes through and out the other side. And that'll roll across the end line harmlessly for a goal kick as we're down to 30 seconds left. So I want to thank you all for joining us for today's doubleheader of St. Francis soccer. Women with the 2-1 victory. The men are going to come up short here, and they're going to fall to 6-4-1 on the season. They'll drop to 3-2-1 in conference play, while St. Xavier will improve to 4-2 in the CCAC. And that will do it here from Joliet Memorial Field. Once again, your final score here in the men's second half of this doubleheader: St. Xavier 4, St. Francis nothing. We'll talk to you all again on the 11th. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.